Hey everybody and welcome. Today we'll be looking again at further details about Rooms, which is our new communication platform that replaces Remind. As you can see, I'm logged in here at thrillshare.com, and on this side you may not have all of these, but you definitely will have Rooms. So we'll click on Rooms right here to open up our Rooms navigation. As you can see, I have navigation down this side, but I also have these tiles out here representing my current classes, and these come directly from PowerSchool, although I do have a couple of demo rooms in here I'm working on right now. Let's back up one quickly here. That was an unintended click. These tiles are related, as I said, to classes. If you're a secondary teacher, you may have different sections showing here. Let's take a look at my home room right here, and we'll look at some of the settings we can do. You'll notice I've got settings for this class across the top, and then I have the participants here on the side. So this is where your student list would appear. On this home page, you could create a new announcement right here. You can see I've got a stream starting where I've got some announcements that will be running down here. I can click on messages and see who I've messaged and what the thread shows. I can also add class materials, and to do this, very simple. All we need to do is click the add button right here, and I can either add a link to a Google Doc or to some other website. I can also upload a file, and we'll do that right now. Please remember though, if we're going to add a link, we would add the link title and then add the URL. Now, one thing that's important to remember, if we're doing something from our Google Drive, and I'll just grab a quick document right here that I'm going to share. Once I have this file open, it's going to be very important to come to the share button here and make that file available to anyone with the link. That way, parents who come in to view that document will have access. So I'm going to come back now to my homeroom here, and then I'll add that URL. But remember, I've changed the sharing settings so that it can only be viewed. And now I've got two of these link documents. You can see they're done with a link. I could also add a file I can upload. All I need to do is either select a folder or select a file. I'm just going to add this one, not related particularly to this class. And we'll just upload that file. And now you can see I've got this PDF here and then the link. So now I've got my class materials. I can also do class info here. And with class info, when I edit that, this would be sort of maybe something that parents or students can look at, information about the class. This could be information about you as the teacher. It could also be about the course. You may want to include activities or what your syllabus includes. And you can see we have these items across the top, which might look unusual to you. This is sort of a rich text editor. However, these documents or these items here are the heading size. So if I put in the word welcome here and highlight that and then click H1, that's header 1, which is the largest size. If I add that below, I can make this, add some text below, I can make that H2. You can see they get progressively smaller as you go along down with H1, 2, and 3. So that's how those work. We also have bold and italicized, we've got bullets and so on. This would be add a link. So from here, I could grab any link. When I select link right here, it's just going to ask for the URL, paste that in, and now this becomes a linked piece of text. So this is class info. And then of course, we can do translate here. This can also happen on the user's end. Then with settings, this is where you publish your class once it's ready to go. You can also choose the class color, which just puts a bar down the side of the card on the desktop, and whether or not you want your materials to be visible to those who are looking. Currently, there's only one integration. It's Google Classroom. Since we're not using that, I won't go further into that. So now my homeroom is set. I've got my participants here. I can also add participants as needed. So in this case, if I need to add another user, let's say that I've got a co-teacher I'd like to add, I can add that person as a user and then save changes. So now my homeroom would include a staff member. These students will also have their parents or guardians just below them and slightly indented. I don't have real students, so that's not happening, as you can see. So that's a basic overview of what you see when you're inside the first part of a class in rooms. Hopefully that was helpful, and meanwhile, have a great day.